Welcome back, everybody. We should have a quick review for you here today. We're talking about this handguard. This is the Cross Machine and Tool UHPR MOD1 rail that you see here. This is a 13.7-inch model. They have other models that we'll get into here in just a minute, but this one here is pretty lightweight package, and I've reviewed some other Cross Machine and Tool stuff here on the channel in the past. Always had good luck with it, and this one, in my opinion, is a pretty sleek looking little design. We threw it on the rifle, which is the Aero Precision AC-15 mid-length that we've been shooting a ton of here, and it's still going strong, by the way, for those of you guys wondering, and hasn't been cleaned. It's kind of disgusting, in fact, but it's still going strong. So what we're going to do is let the dogs take a look at the rail, as we always do, to ensure their seal of approval. After that, we will go over the details of it, and at the end, we'll let you know what we think of it overall. Getting into the details of the rail overall, this one here is a 13.7-inch model. They also make a 15-inch model, and I think they actually make a shorter one as well. But those are two that I see out there pretty much everywhere. On the 13.7 as well as the 15-inch models, you do get this little bipod stud adapter up front, and then on all of them you get 4 different quick detach points, so they're anti-rotation QD slots here at the 3 and 9 o'clock position, both up front and back here towards the receiver. So generally speaking, I prefer the ones to the rear, but everybody has their own preferences, so it lets you pick how you want to do it. We have the mag pull M-LOK slots all the way around at the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock position, so you heard that correct. On the MOD1 here, we have this sort of cut here on what would typically be a 1913 rail, traditionally speaking, but this one they've actually put the M-LOK cuts on top, so that way if you want to add a rail section you can. However, it lightens the rail up overall, not having to put those 1913 sections in there, and it actually allows the rail with the hardware and so barrel nut hardware, everything, to come in right at 10 ounces for this model right here. So 13.7-inch model for 10 ounces. That is pretty solid, especially considering, as you guys can see here, it's pretty decent construction overall. It's made of 6000 series aluminum. It's got Type 3 hard anodizing. We've beat ours up a little bit, but it's certainly still doing well. With some of the competitive options out there, the actual railed portion up front isn't the exact same height as it would be back here on the receiver. That's not the case with the CMT Tactical. It's the exact same height, so you can use any of your standard AR-15 front sights for it. So we have the mag pulls on here, but whatever you want to use, you can use. You don't need a special adapter or anything like that, like some of the competitive options have. So it's the same height there. It's also the same height right here at the receiver, so it meets up nice and flush. Overall, it has a good look. It looks, even overall, and it also on the sides, both at the right and the left side, has these anti-rotation tabs. So you can see those sort of overhang the upper receiver, and what that does is, even if for some reason this little connection system, which we'll show you here in just a second, if that came loose or anything like that, you can't spin it because those tabs will actually prevent the rotation of the handguard as it butts right up against the upper receiver. Through the magic of video editing, we actually removed the little fasteners here that secure this into the barrel nut itself. Now the barrel nut is made of 7075 T6 aluminum, and then these pieces right here that actually secure it are made of 17-4 steel. So it is steel on there, pretty solid stuff. And one thing you guys can see is kind of how the system works. So we already talked about having those anti-rotation tabs to prevent it from rotating, even if these are not on there. But what you see here is in the steel pieces here, we have these little raised portions, and those interface with this piece right here on the barrel nut, and that prevents it from moving forward as well. So this piece of steel would actually have to shear off, or I don't know, you'd have to, I guess, do some serious damage to the barrel nut to get it to actually move forward. So it's a very secure system overall, particularly again for the weight of this handguard. I think we covered most of the important points with the exception of price, which I know you guys want to know. So I checked over at Brownells today as I'm shooting this video, and this one here, the 13.7-inch model, was priced right at $189. So we'll put a link down below for those of you guys who are looking to check it out. But basically, sort of like, where do I think it fits? Number one, I like the M-LOK design. It's nice and slim, it's sleek. There's a lot of different accessories out there for it, whether they be light accessories that you guys saw, the vertical foregrip that you guys see here. I like the fact that you can use standard front sights for it, and I really like the weight of it. I also like the sort of thinness of it as well. Of course, with the thinness, it's going to get a little bit warm if you guys do repeated mag dumps and stuff like that, but it gives you good control of the rifle when you're sort of driving the rifle, if you will. So overall, for a lightweight handguard, seems very well built. I like the way that it can't really move forward, it can't really move side to side. That makes me feel warm inside, so that's certainly a good thing as well. Really don't have much bad to say about it. If you guys are looking for a lightweight slim rail at a decent price, I think it's one that I would take a look at, particularly if you want the M-LOK attachment system. So that's pretty much it. CMT, of course, makes a ton of different stuff. They make receivers, which is how I first heard about them. They make different accessories as well, including the brake that you guys saw throughout the video. They also have sort of like a hybrid flash hider that I've been using. All of them work well as expected, but I think that pretty much covers it. If you guys have any questions about the handguard or anything else that we didn't talk about here in the review, you can always post down below in the comments section. You can also post over at my Facebook page as always, which is generally the best way to get in touch with me because I tend to see those comments over there on YouTube here sometimes not. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you guys haven't subscribed and you're new here and you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see all of you in the next video.